How are we, boys and girls? Welcome to the Going Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Braam Hein, greeting koala on all social medias, and here we'll be deep diving into all things health and wellness related. I apologize if I sound a little congested. It's because I am. It's just my nose. It's really annoying. But it was cold and then now it's kind of warm. So I don't know what's going on. And it's really annoying me. But anyway, moving on. Episode 9, I think. Wow. Look at us. Killing the game, or whatever. Whatever the word terminology is, I guess. What was I going to say? Dude, gymnastics is sick. Shout out my mate Raina and my mate Paul. They're awesome. Dude, gymnastics is sick. I know like gymnastics and doing flips and stuff is really cool. And obviously like what they do is extremely hard, but like going there and like watching it is crazy. Like Michigan gymnastics, I'm very lucky to be able to be at this school to where our gymnastics is sick. So it's awesome. It's really, really cool to be able to watch what they do and just be in awe the entire time. Because like, I don't know how their shoulders don't like burst. Whatever. It's insane. Also, I posted a TikTok about creatine or something like that. Yeah, it was like a Vanna Like Us, something like thing. It was whatever to do with creatine. And then we were out at a bar. I'm going to. I think then we're on our way to a mate's like party thing. And on the walk there, I got like a comment on it, and then some guy was like, "Dude, looks like you don't need the water weight from creatine, bro." And I was like, "Damn." It's just kind of like saying that I look like hella watery or hella like chubby. I'm like, damn. Oh. No, it's fine. It was funny because I'm happy with how I look. If I got that comment like a year ago, I think I would have been like breaking down, not like breaking down and crying, but like questioning everything. But no, I think I look alright. I don't look too watery. I look decently jacked. I did wake up the camera just then. I apologize. Anyway, today's episode is going to be about how to balance lifting and cardio, because I know that's been kind of the craze recently. In the past like year, I've seen a lot of hybrid athletes. I don't like that terminology because I feel like a lot of people who are classified as hybrid athletes are just runners who also just lift, which is what I feel like runners should be doing anyway. But that's none of my business. None of my business. I think more of a hybrid athlete is someone who is mad strong and also extremely cardiovascularly fit. Not in terms of like they go out and run 8 miles easy. Like they could go and do like a high rocks event or something like that. That's what I think of hybrid, like high rocks. But I think the ultimate hybrid athlete are athletes like sports athletes, like NFL athletes, NBA athletes, NHL, you name it, whatever. I would say like sports are the ultimate version of hybrid athletics because you need the combination of strength, power, endurance, agility, all that, all encompassing into one while also being talented at a specific sport. That's not even like a part of the hybrid athlete thing. That's just on top of being that. So that's why I think sports is the ultimate hybrid thing. I don't know if many people have talked about that. I think most people would agree with that statement. If you don't, then I don't really think you understand what like athletics is. But that's also each to their own. We might have differing opinions, which is fine. You're wrong, but no, I'm kidding. But yeah, so like my background with that is like, I played 4 years of collegiate basketball, played rugby collegiately as well. I've played sports all of my life. I only started lifting really when I was like, wow, honestly, like 18. I think 17, 18. I don't think I started lifting until, yeah, I don't think I started lifting until I was like 18, which is wild to think about now because I've been lifting consistently since then, 3 or 4 times a week, most of the time 6 times a week. But I really want to talk about it because I want to, if you want to become a hybrid athlete per se, or if you just want to balance if you want to know how to balance, lifting and cardio, because it can be something that is very time consuming, but especially if you want to be on the higher end of like an elite level hybrid. I'm going to keep using air quotes because I don't think a lot of people know what hybrid athletes are. It's really hard to balance that, so I want to give some tips and some general plans and ideas behind what I'm talking about. So the first trick, this is annoying me so much, sorry. Trick, I'm trying to think of another word for it. I don't know, why am I trying to think of another word for it? Stop. First tip or trick is spacing out your workouts. Because like you can do workouts back to back, don't get me wrong. You are losing benefits from both if you do them back to back. But obviously if you're constrained for time, do it back to back, because obviously it's better to do both and get benefits from both, even though if they are dampened a little bit. But if you can space them out by like 4 to 6 hours, so do lifting in the morning or cardio speed work in the morning, and then do whichever one you didn't do in the afternoon. I would avoid doing them at night because doing it at night because it can impact sleep and then impact your recovery if you do work out too late. Obviously, if that's the only time you can work out, still do it. But if you can avoid that, if you can do it at like, if you wake up at 7 or whatever, you work out at 7:30 or 8, if you can do the workout at like 3 to 4, maybe like 2, maybe probably, yeah, like 2-ish, 2 to 4, then that's spacing up, that's giving your body enough time to at least recover its systems more so than it would be if you would just do it back to back. Because if you're doing 2 a day, you're gonna have to acknowledge that you're not gonna be able to perform at your highest level per se in the second workout. In the first workout, you'll be fine because you've recovered from the night. Like, unless again you worked out at night, your morning workout will get a little bit dampened, a little bit washed a little bit, but nothing crazy. But if you are doing a 2 a day, sometimes people do 3 a days. If you're like training for like a triathlon or something, you're going to be able to get good work in. It's going to be beneficial, but all of those workouts will not be at the highest level, because if you're working at the highest level for all 3 workouts, you will not be able to train for consecutive days after that. So prioritizing your periodization of the workouts as well. So, because obviously during a week, if you're trying to be a hybrid or just someone who is balancing cardio and lifting, you're going to be working out probably most days of the week. You're going to have at least one workout for at least 5 days. Most days, you're probably going to have two workouts. And then on the more elite end and more trained end, you're probably going to have 3 workouts in some of those days. You have to prioritize which ones you want to get really, really good at, and not put some on the back burner, but you're going to have to acknowledge that you're not going to be able to push at 100% intensity in some of the workouts. And that's going to suck for a lot of people, because a lot of people who are doing this stuff want to be the best at everything, and you can't. Like, it's only a few people are able to be elite at multiple training disciplines. Like, the first example that I can think of is people who play in the NFL, like running backs. They're extremely strong and also extremely fast, and also can go for an entire NFL game or like sprint 100 yards or whatever it is. Like, I don't think people realize how rare that is for someone to be able to do that. Like, even rugby athletes, to be able to play an 80-minute game and also be at that size of like 100 plus kg and to be that fast, having all three of those is not a common trait for any person. Like, if you think about it, most people are either strong, like powerlifters, or they're either like endurance athletes, like runners, or they're pretty decent at both. You're not like elite at both, but you're pretty good. I'm personally someone who wants to be the middle. I don't want to be just this. I want to be on the higher end of both, but I know I can't be the best at both. But athletes like NFL athletes, basketball athletes, rugby athletes, whatever, they are both and also extremely skilled at the sport and also have the speed and power, which is a whole different like discipline, like mechanism of training, mechanism of physiology, whatever. They have all of those things, which is nuts. And I know there's a genetic component to some of it, not all of it, some of it for sure, but it is something that you need to prioritize in your training. Like, you need to, I went on a mad tangent just then. But what I was getting to is like blocking your training, especially in like off season, preseason, in season. If you're like an athlete, blocking your training like that is ideal. I was about to sneeze, but I wasn't gonna do it because I'm recording. Anyway, I kind of went on a bit of a tangent there. I'm probably just gonna move on, but you get what I'm saying. Prioritizing and scheduling workouts, spacing out your workouts in a day or in a week or in a training block period is important. It's like doing harder days, following harder days by easy days, not doing hard, easy, because hard means burnout. Easy workout's going to be way harder than it should be. Then you're going to get back into hard workout, you're like, whoa, this sucks. So having like hard, easy, medium, easy, hard, blah, 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 you know, like that kind of thing, so you're able to recover. Because fuck, sorry. Damn it. That's really annoying. Dude, it's really annoying me. Anyway, moving on. So now going on to specificity. Because specificity of training is a training principle. It's something that is, you can't avoid it and you need to know about it. Otherwise, you're not going to progress, okay? So specificity of training is training specifically for what you want to achieve. Now, lifting and doing cardio and being a hybrid athlete is extremely difficult to train for because you're trying to train two different things. You're trying to train two different systems, and those two systems clash. They don't agree with each other. Like, say, cardio is type A, aerobic fitness, takes longer to get into that state of system. Lifting, getting strong, being jacked, type 2X fibers, they activate quickly, they want to be used quickly, and that's ATP, PC system, and then glycolysis, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. I can get into that a different time. Maybe sound smart though. Anyway, it's hot. You can train them both, but that goes back to the spacing out the workouts thing. You have to give your body enough time to recover to be able to train for either, but you do have to be specific within the block of training that you're doing, because you can't increase your speed, increase your strength, and increase your endurance at the same time, unless you have elite programming. I'm going to be real with you, you can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't even know if I can. I feel like I could because I'm feel like I'm smart, but with this stuff, I'm sorry. With this stuff, I feel like I'm smart. That's what I meant to say. I didn't mean to sound cocky or like a prick. Anyway, but like, it takes elite level coaches to be able to implement this kind of stuff, and you have to control for everything. So it's hard, but yeah, it's really difficult to train for that kind of stuff. And also within those disciplines, you have to be specific of, am I going to train for strength? Am I going to train for hypertrophy? Am I going to train for muscular endurance over here? And with the running and whatever you're doing, am I training to increase my speed? Am I training to increase my endurance? Am I training to increase agility? Agility, sorry. It's a really hard balance, and you have to be really specific with what you want. Because otherwise, you will not. If you try, I've done this in the past. This is why I'm saying it doesn't work. If you try to increase your endurance, increase your speed, increase your agility, increase your vert, and also try to get bigger, while also focusing on trying to get stronger on specific lifts, and also having the muscular endurance to get your joints healthy, none of them are going to get better, or they might all of them might slightly increase, but they'll be marginal, so you won't really notice. And it's going to be really rough mentally because you're like, I'm not progressing. If you do that for your entire life, then in 15 years, you might be really good at all of them. But nobody has the time for that. And you also have to change training to be able to adapt to it, because otherwise you're going to get used to it. You see what I'm saying? You have to... Blocking your training is really important in this aspect. In any other kind of training, if you're trying to train to get healthy and trying to get fitter, you shouldn't even be worrying about any of this stuff. But as you're progressing, as you're getting more trained, as you become more experienced, this is stuff that you need to think about. Okay? Third thing, recovery, mother frickin' recovery is absolutely essential. If you aren't sleeping, if you aren't taking the time to sleeping at least 7 hours, 7 to 8, 8 plus ideally, if you can get 9 a day, good on you. If you aren't taking nutrition extremely seriously, planning what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it, what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat it after and before, and if you're doing really intense cardio during as well, and you aren't also taking other recovery measures like reducing overall stress, hot cold therapy, even though there's some research that says cold therapy doesn't work. It does work because it's a placebo, respectfully, even though there are some neurological adaptations to cold therapy that can help reduce overall inflammation, but it doesn't target inflammation. Whole other thing. Heat does work. Anyway, if you aren't doing that, if you aren't taking the proper recovery stretching routines as well, then you will either get hurt or you're going to feel like dog shit throughout the entire process. And it's kind of going to lead me into my fourth point. This stuff takes a huge commitment out of, on a day-to-day basis, it takes a huge commitment out of your day. It takes a lot of time out of your day that you have to be willing to... Sacrifice is probably the word to use, because you're going to have to sacrifice a lot of other time to be able to recover for the workouts. And I'm not saying you have to get rid of everything, like become like a monk and not ever go out and not go ever eat or whatever. You have to be really intentional with your time. Like, if someone's just lifting and doing 30 minutes of cardio a day, like incline walking or whatever, that's not really a lot of time commitment. Realistically, it's maybe an hour, 90 minutes. So you can kind of plan your day pretty easily around that kind of stuff. But if you're doing something like this, if you're an athlete and you have a 2-hour practice and you're prepping for a high rocks or a CrossFit. I know people don't do CrossFit anymore because that one guy died. Rest in peace to that guy. CrossFit's lame anyway. Your day kind of has to be planned around your workouts. You don't really just have time to sack off a workout or move it 6 hours. If you have to do it, then yeah, but like it's really not ideal too, because then it really ruins or like really impedes the preceding workouts for the rest of the week, which then can impede the following weeks, and it's just snowballing. So you have to really consider what's important to you in the scenario, and it's okay if it isn't, because just don't do it, just do something else. Like, because I know a lot of people want to do this, but like kind of not kill themselves, but like they just really delve into the wrong things and go about things the wrong way. So then they're like, oh, I just can't do it. You just have to prioritize that, which a lot of people don't want to hear. Like, it's really something that if you really want to get good at it or really want to be elite level at it, it's something that you can't just think you can go about with 2 different plans. They have to be the same plan, and you have to really lock in and key in on it, because otherwise it's just going to kind of go to shit, eh? So yeah, being a hybrid athlete is hard. Being an athlete in general is really hard. Balancing lifting and cardio is pretty hard, but if you're doing generic lifting and cardio, I'll preface this as well. Don't do cardio before if you can avoid it. If for some reason you have to, which I don't understand why you would have to do it before lifting, because if you have the same amount of time, you should just do lifting first. Anyway, do cardio after lifting, because then you'll be able to get the full muscle benefits, muscle gain benefits, muscle hypertrophy and strength benefits from the workout. And the cardio, you might be a little bit fatigued to start, but it won't really affect the system in itself because you haven't worked that system. But if you do cardio before lifting, you're fatiguing not only them, like if you're doing like on the bike or the treadmill, you're fatiguing the legs, but you're fatiguing the whole system. You're also fatiguing the nervous system as well. So you won't get all of the benefits from the lifting. Whereas if you just flip it, you'll get all the benefits from both. Good? Also, ideally, if you're doing longer bouts of exercise, go back to what I first said, spacing the workouts out, so like a morning and afternoon, or midday, night, if you can, or like even like early morning, late arvo, that's good. But yeah, again, if you're doing like really low intensity stuff, do it after a lift or kind of whenever, and that won't really affect lifting at all. So that's how that plan will go. This episode is more directed at people who are trying to be hybrid. Again, sorry for the air quotes. Damn it! I had one the entire time. That makes me upset. Sorry. But regardless, I don't need creatine more to wait. No. Yeah, that's funny. Hopefully this helps. If you guys need more tips and or tricks about how to become a more efficient and better hybrid athlete, let me know, because I feel like I'm smart in this stuff. It was really cool because a lot of my friends are taking a nutrition class, and I kind of like ran into them as they were in the building studying, and then I was helping a friend study, and then she said, "Hey, like I've learned more from you than I have from the teacher." And I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, damn, the teacher must suck. But no, it was cool to help out my friend because they thought I was smart. Ha, nice. Anyway, regardless, I hope you're doing well. You specifically, I hope you're doing fantastic. I love you. You're the best. You're fantastic, and I apologize for my congested noise. Okay, because there was a play on noise, but also nose, because it sounded like I said nose funny. Noise. I'm gonna go think about all my life decisions after I said that. Anyway, I hope you're doing well. I love you. I appreciate all the support. All of you guys who watch the TikTok or the Instagram or this. I'm gonna post these to Spotify, I think. I still need to figure out how to do that. My friend said it was easy because she also posts, Callie Wakasta, she posts 2 truths and a lie. If you guys want to check that out, it's really funny. She's hilarious. She's genuinely so funny. And I was actually her first episode on that podcast. Fun fact. She also does stand-up comedy. If you guys are in the Michigan area, she does. She performs at, I don't know. I've just been there. I can't remember the place, what it's called. I'm sorry. But regardless, she's really good. She's really, really funny. She's also dumb smart. She's amazing. She's the best. Hopefully, if you guys are in the area, check her out. Check out her podcast. Keep watching mine, please. And love is great. Love is fantastic. We love love. And hopefully you love yourself.